Ah, lovely day outside today. Pumpkin. Anyhow, to the subject of the video, this Radioshack tape recorder I got from the Goodwill some time ago. It is it is a CTR-67. I'd estimate from sometime in the 90s. And the date, even the date code says 9A3. And as you can see, that label's been kind of scuffed around a bit because I managed to clean all the corrosion out of this thing. It's beautiful on the inside now. I managed to revive the thing. With help of Arm & Hammer baking soda, a toothbrush, a glass of water, a spoon, and a bucket of water, which all the corrosion went into. Even the lid had some corrosion on it that I had to get off, but I managed to save this thing. And when I dipped it in the water, I kind of got the speaker wet, so I'm going to have to wait for that to dry. But saved a good shoebox cassette recorder. Hopefully it works when I test it later. Alright, now that this Radioshack cassette recorder has dried enough. By the way, this was a Goodwill find for about $3. I mentioned that in the previous video, but here I have a Panasonic wall wart that I can use for a power source. Because I don't want to use the batteries. Because I don't like batteries for many reasons, including the one that I cleaned this out for. So I'm just going to plug this in. And we're going to test it to see if it works. Now this has earphone, remote mic jack, volume, and voice activation, which is really good if you're a ghost hunter, because if you're an amateur paranormal investigator, one of these would be perfect because it has voice activation. That way, when a noise occurs where there shouldn't be one, it'll only activate the tape then, so you won't be wasting a lot of tape and changing them all the time during your investigations and things like that. Because I have friends who go through like 5 tapes in one night. And it sucks. But it's not a very featureful one, but it appears to work. Nice. The inside is very, very clean. If you look in there, it's very, very, very clean. So let's take one of our Mex's tapes and see how it sounds in here. Let's see how these 45s sound. My God, this thing has a really old style of putting tape in. That's crazy. Alright, let's just find the volume here. This thing does not have a tone control, unfortunately. So let's play this and see how it sounds. Pretty easy to bottom out this speaker because it's so small. The little light there seems to dip down when you're playing a tape loudly, which says to me that might need new capacitors. I'm not sure. That might just be how it was designed from the factory. I'm not sure about that, but it appears to work really well. The line's nice and fast. So let's find a tape that I can record on, and we'll see how it records. All right, I've got just a normal bias, plain normal Maxell 90-minute cassette. Let's give that. Let's record on this one. See how it does. Okay, this is a test of the Radioshack CTR-67. And it appears that the LED light is also an audio monitor, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. The mic is down on the bottom, and I'm not sure whether this is AC or DC bias, but I would think it would be AC bias, since most Radioshack recorders are, in fact, AC bias. At least the ones that I've used in the past are. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, this is a test of the Radioshack CTR-67. And it appears that the LED light is also an audio monitor, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. The mic is down on the bottom, and I'm not sure whether this is AC or DC bias, but I would think it would be AC bias, since most Radioshack recorders are, in fact, AC bias. At least the ones that I've used in the past are. Let's see how this comes out. Alright, so you heard the motor noise in there. Even though it's AC bias, there's still some motor noise. Just kind of weird. And you also notice that it kind of glitched every now and then. I think that might have to do with either the capacitors or the power supply that I'm using. I'm willing to bet it's the power supply, but I really don't know. Either way, it seems to be working. Not in the most optimal condition, but it is working. Let's play the tape in another tape recorder just to see if... let's just play it in another machine just to see how it is. Here's a modern day, like really new Radioshack cassette recorder. We'll play it in that one. See how it turned out. Where's the volume button? This one actually has a tone control, so it's a little bit more decent than the other one. Okay, this is a test of the Radioshack CTR-67. And it appears that the LED light is also an audio monitor, which is kind of cool. I like that a lot. The mic is down on the bottom, and I'm not sure whether this is AC or DC bias, but I would think it would be AC bias, since most Radioshack recorders are, in fact, AC bias. At least the ones that I've used in the past are. Let's see how this comes out. Okay, so it actually does record just fine. It just doesn't play back. It just doesn't play back just fine always. Wonder what the deal is with that. I'm willing to bet it's the power supply, but it could also be the capacitors in there. Just got affected, or bits of acid got stuck in there and have corroded away solder joints that need to be reflowed or something like that. Either way, it appears to be a successful revival. Definitely awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good one, everybody. Ciao.